Our next speaker,
to have someone like him,
he's a good friend, he's a force to be reckoned with.
attracts a leader like this.
He's got posture.
The one and only Joe Valenzuela!
I knew that you were meant for something great. My freedom, worth whatever it takes, because I ain't coming back. Them to be able to believe for themselves. A leadership platform. You must elevate others, period. It's about the future. Harvest that come out of this community right now, I can tell you. Ready to roll. This is going to be some great content, some great training. The individual I get to bring up has been someone who I've grown to really admire and respect because of his ability to deliver information, his ability to be in the field, understand it, and work extremely hard. When he's working, it's amazing. This guy really has an unbelievable ability to help people understand the long-term vision of participating in this business model. And so this is the time we want to, again, break out the notepads, break out the pens, and start to take some great notes, because we have one of the fastest people to hit the diamond rank in the company. An individual who's one of the fastest people to actually hit the six-figure ring, then the $250,000 ring, and I know right about working on that $500,000 ring. He's a good friend. He's an incredible trainer. He's a diamond agent, and that's none other than Mr. Joseph Valenzuela. Please welcome him to the front of the room.
All right. How we doing so far? Good stuff. I'm excited for the home stretch here. My name is Joe Valenzuela, and for those of you guys that haven't got a chance to meet yet, I get nervous every single time I do this still. And it's funny because I realize the gravity of this situation. How many of you guys, this is your very first convention, very first international event with Seacret, just by a show of hands? So, I'll give you a little bit of my story. I was in your shoes 8 years ago. For me, I was the kind of person growing up, I didn't really know what I wanted to be. I know a lot of people are blessed. I have an amazing sponsor, Jesse McPherson, who was a dancer and had a passion for the arts at a young age and knew that's what he wanted to do. I was one of those kids that was kind of the opposite. I was kind of a troublemaker and kind of a misfit or a rebel out there. I liked school. I did well in school. I just didn't enjoy it. I liked lunchtime and recess, I think, a lot more than being in the classroom. And, for me, it was one of those things where when I was, growing up, I never had any intention of being a network marketer. I wasn't like a little kid saying, someday when I grow up, I'm going to build, a big pyramid and do big sales teams. That wasn't it. But I can tell you, one of those things that in that first meeting of getting a chance to be a part of this, I saw a future for myself that I had always wanted but never knew how to get. Any of you guys, before you came into this room today, you knew that you were meant for something great. You knew that you had greatness inside of you. You knew that there was something special you were supposed to do, but you just didn't know what you were going to do to go do it. Anybody ever feel like that? And that's how I felt. And once I finally got a chance to see this vehicle, I thought, man, this is it. I can go learn this thing. And I got a chance to learn from the revolutionaries that you see here in the front row, people that have overcome obstacles. And you hear all these stories of people that, had a heart attack at a young age and changed his life for the better. And somebody who was working in a machine shop, and people that had all overcome adversity. And it was one of those things where I just thought, man, me too. My obstacles in my life, not that mine are special or more special than anybody else. We all have stuff. I know that. My mom and dad had me when they were 16. Everybody around my mom, my grandparents, everybody told her that she should terminate the pregnancy. Her own parents, everybody. She was sent away when she got pregnant to go live in a home for women. Went through an entire pregnancy at 15 by herself, and I was put in a adoption of a foster home when I was born, and then I went to go live with my grandma. And I didn't really feel like I had fit in when I was with my grandma. And then at 5, I came back and lived with my mom and dad again. She got custody of me, and my brothers and sisters were born. My mom, remarried, and I still kind of felt like I didn't really fit in because I was the only kid that wasn't the same as everybody else. And I just kind of went through everything from sports to school to work, and I just never really felt like I had my place. And this was the first time in my life where I really felt like, man, if I learn this thing, I can build something for me that nobody can take, and I could kind of have my place to do something special. And that's really what this is all about, guys. I know, it's funny, we talk about being a revolutionary and what it means to be a revolutionary. And every revolutionary that I can ever think of was kind of an outcast. It was kind of a misfit. It was kind of a rebel. If you look at the Dr. Martin Luther Kings, if you look at the Che Guevaras, you look at the revolutionaries of people that they weren't popular, at least in the beginning. And it's so funny because once I realized that if you look at, if you look at the Christian faith, the early Christian leaders, people that were murderers, put in jail, just people that didn't really belong. And I start looking at this group, and it's amazing because I look out and I see this group of people, and you can't put us in a box. We got every ethnicity, every age. We got different religions, so many different people coming underneath one banner together. And, it's so amazing because I know a lot of us have probably felt that way before. And I love that that's what we're a part of, guys. And I get a chance to talk today about figuring out how this clicker works. I don't think this is supposed to do something when I hit next. I get a chance to talk about really what it takes to go to work and produce a six-figure income. And that's what I'm excited about. For me, my very first convention, I actually signed up in network marketing at a national convention. I was a prospect, my very first national convention. I remember I had a lot of obstacles to overcome. I had my dad's birthday. I had never missed a family event ever. Anybody miss some important family events to be here this weekend? For me, finances, I was negative $200 in my checking account. And I had to get creative with how to go. I ended up getting a ticket from my sponsor to be able to go to my first event, ate peanut butter and jelly the entire weekend. Anybody been sharing a room with multiple people, getting creative with what to eat, where to sleep? I was doing that, and guys, I just realized is that the reason why I get nervous to come up here and to share with you guys, I know how important that this is for you. And what it's done for me. The first thing here is beginning with the end in mind. I learned a long time ago is in building anything, you start with the end in mind. And we got a chance to build our own home as I got older. My dad was a construction guy. We were able to build a home. And it's funny because as we moved to our own home at first, it was just a big pile of land with weeds and dirt. And, our parents were moving us to a new town. And none of my brothers and sisters were very excited about going there. But my dad painted a vision. He took us to this piece of land, even though there was weeds, about 7 feet tall. And he said, this is where we're going to live. And my brother and I got out of the truck, and we were not excited about it. But he started giving us a tour of what his vision was for what we were going to build. And as we were kind of walking around through these weeds, we got excited about the idea of working on a house together. And this is something that struck out to me. This is from a major revolutionary here from our modern times. And this gentleman talked about the end, what every successful revolutionary's end looks like. And it says, but the end is reconciliation. The end is redemption. The end is the creation of a beloved community. It is the type of spirit and this type of love that can transform opposers into friends. It's the type of understanding goodwill that will transform the deep gloom of the old age into the exuberant gladness of the new age. It is this love for which will bring about the miracles in the hearts of men. And isn't that what we do? That's how this ends. Just so you know, if you're sitting here and you came in on your last dime and you're sharing a room, let me tell you the end of your story right now. It ends with you training somebody at some point on a stage like this. That's how it ends. And we all start the same way. Here's what's so exciting about it. All of us start at the same place. Do you guys know that the people that you see that had those 7-figure incomes, they didn't sign magic applications? They filled out the same ones as me and you. And that's the thing I get so excited about, is it's such an equal opportunity. All of us start at this place of unconscious incompetence where we don't even know what we don't know. And all of us start here. It's amazing. Somebody give me an example of something that you don't know that you don't know. That's kind of a trick question. You can't. You don't even know that you don't know it. right? The second phase is conscious incompetence, where now you know you don't know something, right? How many of you guys, when you remember as a young kid, you had never seen a bicycle before. You didn't know that you didn't know how to ride a bike because you didn't know what a bike was. And then all of a sudden your friend gets one maybe for Christmas or something, and you see him out riding his bike out front, and you go, whoa, look at that. What is that? I want to do that. And then you go try to ride a bike, and you realize very quickly how much you don't know about riding a bike. Right? And isn't it so funny in our business, you see somebody come up here producing a 7-figure income. I was making $14,000 a year when I got started in this industry. I heard about people making 7-figure incomes, and I couldn't even wrap my brain around that. I had no idea what that would even look like. And so it was kind of like seeing a guy ride a bike, on a bike with no hands. If you don't even know how to ride with training wheels, seeing somebody ride by with no hands is maybe a little intimidating. The third phase is conscious competence. Maybe you start riding a bike, you start doing it, you fall down a little bit, but you get back on and you get back on. Any of you guys remember trying to turn for the very first time on a bike? And you got to take up the whole street, and it's like, right? You're trying to make sure that you don't fall. Now you're doing it, you're doing it, but you're not necessarily the best at it yet. It's kind of taking everything you got to be able to just, focus on it. And I've seen a lot of you guys do the business. You kind of look like that, maybe on a 3-way call. You're doing it, but it doesn't quite look the same as when the guy with no hands goes by. Or you see a Josh Dennett there call, man, he just makes it look so easy. And you guys ever thought that about the leadership? Say, man, it just looks so easy when they do it. You ever felt like that? That's the fourth phase, is unconscious competence, where you've learned so much, you've done it so many times, it's so ingrained in who you are that you don't even think about what you do. Right? When's the last time you freaked out about riding a bike? You probably didn't even think about it. Now, in fact, it's just really about feeling the wind in your hair and enjoying it. That's how this business becomes. Imagine, any parents in the room? For the parents in the room, yes, children are awesome. For the parents in the room, right, those of you guys that have your own little ones, think about this. Your son or daughter comes to you and says, Dad, I want to learn how to ride a bike. And just as you're out there, maybe in the driveway or the street, and you're trying to teach them how to be a bike rider, they see somebody else ride by with no hands, hair blowing in the wind gloriously. And they say, oh, and they put the bike down. Man, I could never do that. I could never ride a bike like that. What would you say to them? Yes, you could, but I'll fall down a little bit. Well, that's true, but that's okay. All right, but what if I get hurt? Well, I'll get back up. Right, because the reality of it is you tell them, listen, I promise you, if you just get back up and you just keep riding this thing, I promise you, there will come a day where riding a bike is not about falling down, it's just about feeling the wind in your hair. Right, and that's how this business becomes. I can promise you that, guys. And it all stems from your habits. There's 3 reasons why you don't get what you want out of network marketing. Only 3 reasons why you do not get the results you're looking for out of this business. Number 1 is you're not doing it right. The most common reason why people don't get what they want is they don't do it right. How many of you guys know some people that just suck at this? Right? I see some people, I'm like, oh, brother, whew, that was bad. Let's do that again. Right? But that's where we all start. Nobody's born a bike rider, right? You're not doing it right. So the cool thing is anybody can learn how to do it. The second thing is they're not doing it enough. I know so many people that get past that first stage and they're good. They're really good at this business, but they just don't do it enough. I tell so many people, I said, damn, brother, you're good. If you just did this thing more, you would get incredible results. They sound better than me on the phone. Honestly, I got guys I'd rather have put on a 3-way call than me on the phone with somebody. They're that good. But it's kind of like riding a bike really slow. Anybody ever tried to ride a bike really slow? It's difficult, right? You're kind of like trying to, not fall over. It's actually easier to ride fast than it is slow, right? I see Korea come walk this stage. I'm like, these guys make it look easy. I need to ride a little faster. This is the deal, right? The third thing is a lack of personal development, right? One of the things that we ask you to do inside of this is to grow as a person. If you're the same person tomorrow that you were today, then you messed up. You got to grow, right? And for some of you guys, it's just to help It's to help you look natural when you do this. It's no secret, it's no accident why you see Tim Hurd, Josh, Jenny, Jesse McPherson, they look natural. They do these things that come so naturally to them. That's not an accident. It's come through hours and hours and hours of mastering their craft. And it comes through education. 2 quotes I want to give you. Number 1 is, until a person can say deeply and honestly, I am what I am today because of the choices I made yesterday, that person cannot say, I choose otherwise. We have to take personal responsibility for our own choices in our own life. We have to be able to say, I am where I am right now because of me. I see so many people that are stuck where they're at in their life purely because the blame is somebody else's. And they can't take responsibility. It's Obama's fault, it's the government's fault, it's my parents' fault. I wasn't raised right. Right? It's always somebody else. It's my friends, it's my money, it's my bank account, it's the bank. It's somebody else's fault all the time. Now here's what's terrible about that is if it's not within your power to change it, right? If it's not your fault, then you got to try to change everybody else. It's hard to change the government. Hard to change your parents. Right? But it's easy if it's your responsibility. If you can push the blame on you, then that's something that you can actually change. Right? And this is one of the biggest things. I see the second thing here, and this changed my whole life. Jim Rohn said, your fortune is found in your daily routine. If I was to sit back and look at you and watch you work all day, if I could be a fly on the wall and just watch you for a day, I would bet you I could have a pretty good look at what your business looks like. I'd have a pretty good look at the production that you have, pretty good look at your bank account, pretty good look at the things you do. If I got to just be a fly on the wall and watch you every day, I could see exactly what your strengths were, your weaknesses were, all of it. Your fortune is found in your daily routine. Ring earners understand 7 things. Number 1, they have to continually raise their leadership lid. Promoting superstars is the key. You can't expect what you don't inspect. I'm going to cover these a little bit more in depth. Becoming a ring earner is a responsibility. Momentum is visible in their schedule, and they should never be outworked. Let's unpack these a little bit. The revolution starts with them. We're talking about raising the lid. John Maxwell, in 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the first law is the law of the lid. And that the lid for your organization, your leadership ability always determines your effectiveness and the impact on your organization. I'd imagine if we were trying to get from here to New York. Anybody from New York in the house? Got some New Yorkers here? Now let's say I had never been to New York. Do you think it might be valuable for me to be able to find somebody else who's already been there before? Sure, I can go ask my friend who's never been, say, hey man, I'm thinking about going to New York. What do you think? How should I get there? And he says, well, here's my idea. And that only gets you so far, gets you lost. Right? But if you can find somebody who says, hey, listen, I went to New York a little bit ago. Trust me, you got to stop over here. This place is amazing. You got to hit this on the way to New York. But hey, over here, I went this way. I got lost. There's a detour. There's construction. Don't go near this way. Right? You got to have a mentor. You got to have somebody who can help you raise your lid. You owe it to your organization to increase your position inside of this company so you can lead other people to where you've been. If you're a Royale right now, you can lead people to Royale, but it's hard to lead them to silver. If you're a diamond, it's hard to lead people to blue diamond. I got to go increase mine. Lead by example. You can't ask them to do what you haven't done yourself. Now, superstars is the key, guys. The whole thing of this entire ball game operates from superstar. This is the first position. Right here, my whole goal when somebody comes into business is how fast can I get them to superstar? And leaders create a habit of producing superstar stories. I'm a master storyteller. All I do is I go find somebody new, help them go out there and create an amazing 30-day story. And then I run around telling that story to everybody else who's new and helping them create their story. And I create more stories, and I run around telling that person's story to everybody over here. And I create more 30-day success stories. And that's really what we do as leaders. You can't expect what you don't inspect. Numbers don't lie. I love what Jim Rohn says. Right? Guy gets started on a new job. Hey, your job is to make 10 calls by Friday. Calls him into the office on Friday. Let's see how you did. And the guy starts with a story. Well, I got nervous. So listen, I don't need a story. I just need your number. Right? Because the numbers tell the whole story, don't they? That's it. We don't need the story, but the numbers tell the whole story. Treat this business like a business, not a hobby. If you treat it like a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. Now, inside of your new back office, how amazing is this new back office from our amazing corporate staff? This is huge. First thing I do every single day is I run and I click on the start date, and it repopulates everybody that's just gotten started that day. The first thing I do is I call the brand new person on our team, and I want to be the first person to touch them. I want to, number one, tell them first and foremost, I'll give you exactly what I say. I say, hey, this is Joe Valenzuela. I just want to call and congratulate you on getting started. You made an amazing decision, and I want to welcome you to the team. What got you so excited about partnering up with us? And I let them talk to me. I want to be the first person to go out there and reach out and touch base with them. Why? Before they go out there and talk to their broke cousin who said, I tried one of those things back in 1975 and lost my house. I want to talk to them first. No, I apologize if you lost your house in 1975. But realistically, I want to talk to them first before some weirdo who doesn't know anything about this goes out there and kicks him out of this thing. I got to touch him first. Now, then I'm going to go out there, I'm going to click on the name of the new person that just got started. And the first thing I want to do is I want to see where they're at. I can see right here, did this person get started with a premium package, special agent, basic? I can see inside of here, what are their goals, what are their dreams? If you actually click right here on their jump start, this person wants to restore their youthful glow and radiance. They want to pay off some debt. And I know exactly what to talk about with my new person. Because that is the most powerful thing I've seen of any back office in this entire profession. I have never seen anything like that anywhere. You know exactly what to do. I love what General Patton says. Don't tell people what to do. Just tell them what needs to get done and let them figure out a way to go do it. It's so great. You just tell them, listen, you're 3PC. You're a couple preferred customers away from getting your enroll for pay no more. Hey, all you need is one premium pack on your right team when you go superstar, right? And all I do is I help create activity. I'll help them do a webinar, help them do a conference call. Hey, let's book some sit-down appointments. Here's when I'm free. And I help them go out there and get into activity mode. I'll go out there and look at this person's rank me. I'll see how many new agents, new preferred customers. I want to see what their volume is. All these people, I'm helping them go out there and increase their own production. That's what it is. Binary matches. Here's the reality of it. Inside of this profession, you need to be able to help people go out there and make an extra $300 a month. If you can help the majority of people make an extra $300 a month, they will be happy to go out there and keep telling people about this business, keep going out there and bringing us customers. Most people, I think most people that aren't in this room, like, you guys are special. You guys were willing to get on a plane, get in a car, go through all the craziness to be here. The majority of our company today is not in this room. Those people that aren't in this room, they're obviously not trying to become multi-millionaires. If they were, they'd probably be here. But the people that aren't in these walls, if you can help them make an extra $300 a month just to go out there and get out of debt, pay a car payment, pay the cell phone bill, get extra date night money, you can build a big happy team for a long time. That's the name of the game. 6 figures of responsibility. The size of your paycheck speaks to how many people in your organization are being blessed. Numbers don't lie. When you see a John Malata, Josh Denny, all of Korea, when you see the incomes that are being, that are happening here, I can tell you without even talking to them, I know exactly there is a lot of people being blessed in Korea. A lot of happy Koreans hanging out somewhere in the world. Right? That's just how you get there. So it's a responsibility to go out there and become a 6-figure incomer. Raise the lid for your organization. Now, momentum is visible first in your schedule before it's visible in your back office. Write this down. I am where I am today because of what I have been doing for the last 90 days. Once I learn this, it's like planting a seed. You don't go walk out to the field, plant a seed, and then come back tomorrow and say, where's my harvest? That'd be weird. Right? No, it's a cycle. There's a seasonal process. You go out there and you plant, and then if you plant, if you protect it from the weeds and the bugs, if you give it water, make sure it gets sunshine, and you go out there and nourish it, then you get a harvest. And it's the same thing. It starts in your calendar. You sow seeds into your calendar. I can tell you, the leaders that are on a run that want to go out there and massively increase their rank and their paycheck and their income, it starts in their calendar. I can look at any leader, I look it up, and I see it's an income-producing activity. There's only a handful of things that actually produce income inside of our business, and it's where people get in. Well, here's all we do. We show people Seacret, right? They either become a customer or a distributor, and then we mentor them to help them show people Seacret. That's the whole ballgame, isn't it? That's it. We show it to them, train other people to show it to them. That's it. Right? So those things, it's being in a living room, being in a wild party, talking to people who aren't in. Most of my day is spent with people who aren't in. I see so many secret agents sometimes that hang out. Man, I'm fired up, you fired up. And they got a little crew around them, a little secret agent crew. They posse, they hang out, they do everything together, they hang out all day together. Man, I'm fired up, you fired up, I'm fired up, we're fired up, woo! And they just, let's go listen to some Jim Rohn CDs. Like, bro, that's not a way to make a lot of money. Right? You gotta be talking to people who aren't in. Break down your schedule rather than the comp plan. I can tell you right now, I know that all of our products contain Dead Sea minerals. And that is the extent of my ingredient knowledge. That's about it. I know people that are wizards. Oh, they may tell you about jojoba oil and what all this does. I'm like, what the? That's a Jehovah oil. It's Jesus oil. I don't know what that is. It's good. That thing's good. It's probably good for you. Right? Phase 1 is where you personally are leading by example. Albert Einstein says it best. Leading by example is not just the best way to influence others. It is the only way. Leading by example. You go out there and personally sponsor and personally doing one-on-ones. I see some people that they get into management mode. Right? Well, I'm a bronze now. See the pin? I'm a bronze pin. I got to let my people, I already went superstar. Now it's their job. That's not how it happens. Right? Or even they go Royale. Oh, now I'm really the deal. Right? I'm going to manage my managers. Make sure that they're managing. Right? That's not it. Right? A leader is leading from the front. They're in the trenches. They're the person locking arms with a brand new person. On my first, in my living room, I got a chance to have Chris Kim, Tim Herr, come into my living room when I got started. They didn't sponsor me. They were digging through my organization, helping me. Right? Jesse McPherson to come serve with Zach Cheney, Josh Denny. Right? And they weren't relying on me. They weren't relying on my people. They were digging, going out there to make it happen. That's why they get to earn what they earn today. Right? Staying in phase 1 is what it's about. It is the revolutionary's purpose to carry out his vision to those who cannot see it and inspire action in those who are afraid to fight for what they want most. I grew up in America, so I'll give you my personal experience. The American Revolution was something that I was taught a lot about in school. And there was one gentleman in particular named Patrick Henry, and he's famous for saying, "Give me liberty or give me death." He was delivering a speech in Virginia when they had decided to secede from Great Britain, decided to start their own country, and said, we're no longer okay with what's going on. We don't believe in taxation without representation. We don't believe in the way that we've been treated, and we're ready to fight back. And do you know that most Americans were not excited at that time to go fight against Great Britain? It wasn't like, oh yeah, the most powerful military in the world. Let's go pick on them. We're a bunch of farmers and hanging out here in America. First thing that they did when he gave this speech in Virginia, he was giving a speech to the delegates in Virginia trying to convince Virginia to partner up with the rest of the states that had decided to join this revolution. First thing that Great Britain did when he gave this speech is they went and took all the gunpowder out of the city. And this gentleman, he said, he delivered a speech that was so eloquent and so well thought out. And he ended with at the end of the day, if we don't have freedom, guys, what do we have? And the reality of it is, Nelson Mandela, I think, says it even better. He says, most people today live in prisons with the doors wide open. Right? You talk about freedom. You talk about having real freedom. Well, how much freedom do you really have if you're working 50 hours a week? How much freedom do you really have if at the end of every month you have to come to the table of consideration about what type of food we get to eat, what type of bills we're going to pay? That's not freedom. I see the men and women up here that have fought for their freedom and the freedom of their family, and they get to go out there and live the life that they choose, not the life that's chosen by somebody else for them. That's freedom. Right? And I'm talking about a revolution right now against the status quo, against this idea that some other man or woman is more fit to run our lives than we are. That's what this is a revolution about. And at some point, each and every one of us is going to have to come to a decision where it says my freedom, my personal freedom, my family's freedom, my children's freedom is worth whatever it takes. Give me liberty or give me death. That's it. Jim Rohn says the mountain I'm going to go climb it. He says it's too high, it's too far, it's too rocky, it's too difficult, it's never been done before. He says, hey, this is my mountain, I'll climb it. Pretty soon you'll see me waving from the top or dead on the side because I ain't coming back. And each one of us have to reach this place, say, you know what? I don't care how many wild parties it takes. I don't care how many sit-downs I have to do. I don't care how many no's I have to get. I don't care how much rejection. I don't care how many follow-ups I have to do. However many it takes, that's the number I'm going to do. And that's what it is. In closing, I'll tell you, revolution, it always starts with a few. I love this quote. Every successful revolution starts with a brave few rebels and ends with those rebels known as heroes. Understand the reason why John Hancock signed his name so big on the Declaration of Independence was so that King George could read it without his glasses on. He wanted him to see, listen, I know this isn't popular. I know this isn't going to be easy. I know every single one of us, the second that you get this paper, has a death warrant out for us. Right? But to be a revolutionary, you have these brave few who are rebels. They're not a part of the majority. In fact, they're against the majority when they start out. But as they win, these are the people that we build statues for. These are the people who go down in the history books as heroes. These rebels, these misfits, these people that didn't have a group to belong to, didn't know, right, what place they were going to have, didn't know where they were going to succeed, find their home, go out there and carry the flag to freedom and go out there, and these are the people that are heroes that go echoing down through the ageless corridors of time. Last but not least, I'll close with this. One of my favorite people here is a gentleman that I've looked up to in the business world a whole lot. Says, here's are the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs and the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify them, or vilify them. But the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. We got any rebels out there? We got any misfits? Let the revolution begin. I love you guys. Thank you so much.